Hello dear students, welcome in this online session of 10th standard SS subject, and the lesson which we are actually referring in this fourth part of this video lecture is depending upon poverty, elevation, challenges of India and lots of kinds of things. So that's how we can say that employment, as you can see the board behind me displays you some kinds of factor where the challenges and the poverty elevation programs related to the economical problems and employment is focused out in this lecture. Now today we are going to move on the fourth part of this lecture. This will make you understand some of the missions, some of the yojanas, some of the we can say Gramin Vibhag Uday yojanas and all basically, and also will focus what is the basic thing relation with the unemployment or what is the reasons for the unemployment too here. So this lecture will make you understand about the reasons of the India lying inside the developing category, why the India is known as the developing category too here. Mission Mangalam Abhiyan means here in this program basically Indian government has united women from the families and all. Mission Mangalam means what? Mangalam means all the good things here. The women who are living under the poverty line in the villages and all, the government has given some of the Shakti Mandal or the self-reliant program schemes too here, in which they are actually given some kinds of skill and so that they can do their own work, and also they can be helping the internal industries or the employment can be also generated inside the villages too here, and that is also known as the Mission Mangalam. So this employment scheme is actually relating with the Mission Mangalam Abhiyan too here. I'll write here that is what is actually Mission Mangalam, which is related to especially the women here. Also they are actually household works are general thing which the women are doing at home, but apart from that they can be doing some kinds of other work also which can generate some amount of the employment to them, and also industries related materials and all which can be handfully, skillfully somehow we can say like they can be adjusted, they can be made out, can be also are given towards the women so that they can also generate their own economical benefits also. Also they are getting some of the cycles in the villages so that they can come out for the industrial purpose also, so that they can come out for the job purpose also, and they can also prepare papads at home, then they can make some pickles, then agarbattis, that is incenses, sticks also. So these all the kinds of things are actually working under the Mission Mangalam Yojana. Literally we can say Dattopant Thegdi Yojanas are also there, like through the schemes of the Dattopant Thegdi Yojanas, the 11th one. The loans to the artisans and the handicrafts, handloom, cottage industries are given at the lower rate so that government can provide them loans and they can provide the business and the employment also to themselves and to other people also. Now Jyoti Gram Udyog Vikas Yojana, in this increasing of the setup of industries, self-employment, economical help are given there. Especially these schemes are also known as Start India schemes. Okay, Startup India. So in this government provides training to here, electricity, free electricity to the land and economic help also to the unemployed people, youth who are interested to do setting up these kinds of small scale industries. And last but not the least, the 13th one, that is Bajpai Bankable Yojana. Now this Yojana we need to digitally focus here. Bajpai Bankable Yojana. Okay, bankable yojanas. Now what is bankable yojanas? You might have thinking about that, what is bankable yojana and all. Then we need to understand that under this program the urban and the rural employment age group of the people from 18 to 65 who are educated till at least 4th standard or graduated are given trainings. Now so that they must set up an industry or to carry the traditional craft to here. So that is the Bajpai Bankable Yojana. So in this Yojana you need to understand the 4th standard pass, okay, or the 18 to we can say 65-year-old male or female are getting the basic employment schemes or the basic employment theories also, where they can move on. Now if we talk about the 2016 state, then agro based policy and the businesses, state government has been also implementing some of the plans to provide employment to 10 lakh people, at least 10 lakh people, by setting some of the agro food processing industries units, along with helping in the export of processed food too here. So that's how we can say this processing of this yojanas of Bajpai bankable yojana is also one of the things which is actually proceeding the poverty out of India and making everybody prosperous. But see, my dear student, we need to understand this, all the yojanas are working, okay, like this kinds of yojana is working for the women, this is working for the 18 to 65-year-old boys and girls also, and at least we can say these kinds of yojanas are working. But then also still one thing is remaining, one thing is not coming out of India, and what is that? That is the unemployment. Employment is the basic problem which we need to come out of that. Unemployment. Now what is meaning of unemployment we'll understand, but first of all we need to understand what is the meaning of unemployment. Okay, let's focus on this. Unemployment means what? Among some of the certain periods, if you talk about, if a person is not getting job, he or she can be called an unemployed person. So among the current problem of India, problem of unemployment is also very crucial. It is also very important, and that's how we can say we need to focus on this kinds of problem. Poverty originates due to the unemployment, and this is also one of the long-term problem, and that has also got deep rooted in the Indian economy. That's how maximum countries of the world are facing this problem of unemployment. Now if you are thinking that unemployment means only the people who are not having the job is can be said as unemployment, that you are actually wrong. We need to understand the meaning of, okay, meaning of unemployment. Okay, now what is the meaning actually of unemployment, that we need to understand, and then in the last we'll understand which kind of policies can be studied out to eradicate the unemployment. See, unemployment can be defined into different sections and all. Now for example, an adult who is 15 to 16-year-old who is ready to go work and get the payment also generally are prevented towards the home only, and they're not getting the job. Even though they waste energy holding the qualifications, but they don't get the work, that can be said as unemployment also. So then unemployment can be also said including the societies, area, people and the villages too here. Now if you talk about, if the people who demand for the wages more than their prevalent market rates, who are also not in the group of 15 to 60, who are also somehow handicapped, weak, sick, old, lazy, housewife, or those who are not willing to work in spite of being capable, are not considered in the unemployment group here. So therefore there are different types of unemployment, my dear students. Now which are the types of unemployment in India? There are like different categories of the unemployment. Now see, for example, right now the season is summer, it's like a monsoonal season, but though the season is monsoonal, the weather is very fresh. And not only the weather is fresh, the weather is actually giving me the pleasant surprise of the sun rays fall also. But sometimes the weather is not clear. Now why I am talking about the weather, because this is actually relating with the business also. Seasonal unemployment are there. In the rainy season, most of the idol sellers are sitting at home. The god and goddesses idol sellers, the pitcher makers are sitting at home. The papadi makers are not generally getting their businesses working on and all. So this is depending upon the weather and season also. The first can be, basically I'll discuss in this lecture around 6 kinds of unemployment. Okay, the first can be seasonal unemployment. Okay, I don't need to mention that on the board, but I'll just say orally. Okay, but I'll write it out here. There are basic 6 types. Okay, this is 6 types. Six types of unemployment. Okay, that you need to focus out. Now which are they? If you focus on the 6 type, the first one comes the seasonal unemployment, the second comes the frictional unemployment, the third comes the structural unemployment, then fourth is disguised unemployment, the fifth is industrial unemployment, and the sixth one is educated unemployment. The first one says that seasonal unemployment, due to lack of irrigation facilities, irrigation is not regularly done, therefore rainfall is also lacking and alternative employment is not generated. Farmers have to wait for that for 3 to 5 months. They have to sit in their home also, so that can be said as seasonal unemployment. Frictional unemployment means when a new technology is introduced in the place of old technology, then remaining employment who are actually working with the old systematic belief are getting back to their home because their places are taken by the machineries and robotics. So that can be said as frictional unemployment. Structural unemployment, the third portion, the third one says that in the Indian economy is backward and orthodox. Old thinkings and rituals, beliefs are working out here. So social backwardness, traditional orthodoxy, customized illiteracy, then customs of ancient trade, lack of structural facilities are responsible for the structural unemployment. Means a farmer is not using the latest machinery and he is also somehow unemployment. Now disguised unemployment what? Sometime more than requirement number of workers are involving in an occupation. That is, even a few labor are removed from the work, no decrease is recorded in the total problem, so that extra labors are also said to be unemployment in the sector of disguised unemployment. Same as industrial unemployment gets that industry field. In the industry field, if anyone has to remain unemployed for the, if in the industrial field, if anyone has to remain unemployed for a shorter term or the longer term due to change taking place in the industrial sector, for example lockdown, 2 to 1 month the industries were closed, so that was also like an industrial unemployment. And educated unemployment means if a person has obtained at least secondary educations, okay, at least 12th pass is there, or the degree educations, still he is unemployed, or he has done graduation and he is unemployed, then that person can be said as educational unemployed person. So these are the basic factors which we are discussing in this chapter, my dear student, and these are the basic factor which is also one of the theory we need to clearly understand, that how and due to which categorized theory these kinds of sectors are working, these kinds of schemes are working, and which kind of unemployment tendency is can be seen inside the India, because these are the steps, these are the things, these are the you can say theory based of the India, where we are actually showcasing India in the mirror way, and we are also understanding India, that how India is struggling to come out from the unemployment also. Now these all things are actually relating to the proportion of the unemployment. So I think that we need to now focus on the proportion of the unemployment in India. Now say what is the proportion? There is no any place, I need to erase. Now we need to go on the topic where we need to understand what is the proportional unemployment in India. Now see, proportional unemployment of India is that when there is a different state-wise conditions, unemployment in India can be seen out. Okay, the proportion of unemployment is different according to state-wise. So I'll write here a new topic, that is the proportion. Proportional unemployment. In India. Okay, so what is this here? This proportion, or we can say like proportional unemployment in India. I have actually mentioned here the proportional unemployment, or you can also call it like proportion. In the proportion of the unemployment in India, we need to understand the employment, or because of different exchange in the employment which is registered in the detail, people are listed getting jobs. Sometimes they are difficult to exactly calculate the figure who are employed and who are not employed. So still one of the basis figure of the Labour Employment Ministry of India is working on that, that is NSS. It can be also said as National Sample of the Unemployment Service of India, where we can say on the basis of Labour Employment Ministry of India is working, and it is also generating one of the idea and the theory too. In that idea about how to identify comprehensive unemployment. So therefore we need to go in the year of 2011 to 16. Okay, according to the census counting of 2011 to 16, that you need to understand here. According to census calculation of 2011 to 2016, okay, it has mentioned, it has said that employment in the different states are differently they are working out, and internationally also it is working out in a different graph. Therefore according to the census of this million of people in the search of employment can be seen out. Out of that 32 million were educated or uneducated, not educated, they were actually uneducated and employment, and 84 million were educated people. So approximately we can say 4.70 crore of the people were still searching for the job. and that were actually from the age group of 15 to 24. This is the calculation ratio of 2011 to 16. This is not ending till here. If we go more further, then we can say that, okay, according to the survey, the Labor Bureau of 2013 to 14, the rate of unemployment in the India was observed by 5.4%, and in the Gujarat, as per 1000 people, 5.4% of the Gujarat is like 12 people, 12 persons in the urban areas per 1000, while in the rural areas 16 people can be unemployed out of 1000 people. So the ratio of educational unemployed was more than urban areas. Means the rate of, we can say, educational employment was more than urban areas. And in the urban areas, we can say employment in the women were somehow 7.7 only. That was in the 2013. It means that around we can say that around the calculation of the internally villages, India generally consists of lots of amount of unemployed people, and that is only one of the factor where India is actually working on lots of amount of progressive benefits, so that India can be easily going on the accessibility, where India can lead this nation, this prosperity, this unity to the upcoming standard, upcoming level to here. So that's how we can say in India it has been witnessed that in the states like Sikkim, Kerala, West Bengal, Uttar Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Jammu Kashmir, Tripura, that unemployment is somehow not that much, somehow it is more. But apart from that, we can say while the ratio of unemployment in the Himachal Pradesh, Haryana, and apart from that, we can say like Jammu and Kashmir, then Gujarat, along with Gujarat, then Chandigarh and all remain low. So in the condition of the Gujarat is containing good northwardly employment. Means in the Gujarat, the people most of are employed, and they are getting the industrial sector too here. See, you might have seen, my dear student, that in the Gujarat basically we actually get all the kinds of industries here. Even the nano plant is there, MG Motors is there, Anox India Limited, and lots of plants are there. So these are giving employment to the people, while the cropping of Gujarat is also very good enough. Therefore we can say that it is also another sector where in India unemployment has been witnessed in the states like Sikkim and all somehow quite more. But if you talk about the Gujarat and all, it is actually increasing in the lower time. Means employment of the people are more, unemployed people are less. Therefore if you talk about the Gujarat, so in the Gujarat it is good and northwardly. So according to the estimation and estimation of 15% highly educated people, and among them they are the youth only, and 66 youth of the world who are actually the youth consisting 16 to 35 age is living in India, and India wants to become a superpower of the basic youth country as well. India also needs to become the youthful country, and it will have to change the unpleasant behavior of unemployment, because we need to generate the schemes, we need to improve the technology, we need to also welcome the new theories, and we need to eradicate the orthodox thinkings also, so that we can go on the level of employment. And that is only the fact where we can easily work out with the process of proportional or proportional unemployment, and we can justify that, we can create some schemes on that, and we can go working more and more on that, so that India can be getting a proper benefit regarding the employment. So this was lecture number 4, and we'll be discussing some other parts in some other lecture. Till then, you can take care, keep revising, and go with the syllabus. Always try to read the textbooks and all, get some knowledge and collect the knowledge from your side also. You can also point down some important topics and points as per your need, and we'll see you in the next lecture. Till then, you can take care. Jai Hind.